And the last escape where you stand up and rotate, that is the hand switching to the solar plexus essential before you stand up on both legs?
No.
So you can use that frame there.
Yep.
But is it like ideal to go before or after with it, or just?
Yeah. So go with someone. So I'll show you what you mean. Yeah. There's another move. Yeah. Go in the middle for me, Johan, please. So boom, everything's good. Yeah. So you've got it in. Stand up. So from here, right?
Yep.
I would say Will would still be trying to do what, guys? What's control posture, I'd say. I'd say he'd be trying to bring his knees to his chest to make sure Johan doesn't stand up. Okay, because from here, like if Johan stands up, there's a good chance he's going to get out. Okay, so Will might win from here, but there's a good chance he's going to get out. So go back. As Johan goes to stand up, I would say that Will would be trying to bring his knees to his chest. Okay, so from here, Johan, just stop him from doing that. You want to keep your arm in that arm there, right? Once you've stood up, stand up, and change the angle with your head. Yep, perfect. What Will's probably going to do now, especially if you start to pull up, he's probably going to try and go with you. Okay, no offense, Will's probably not the best example because Will probably is not going to pull himself up. But like, I'll switch with you. Sorry, don't mean to insult you. But like, if you get to here, Johan, boom, I lock this. You start to stand up. There's a good chance that I'm going to try and go stand up, like climb with you. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So from here, once I've stopped this knee pull to try and break your posture down, and I know I'm going to lose that, I'm going to try and want to come up with you. So as I try and come up, you switch, and now I'm not coming up anymore. I can't sit up anymore. Exactly. Now you can start to hit your 1, 2, and start to hit the escape. Does that make sense to everyone? So we want to stay in the armpit at first to, of course, stop the angle, okay, and stop him breaking the posture down. But secondly, when I do stand up, I want to make sure he doesn't climb and try and go up with me, okay? Because a lot of the time too, if you're standing in a triangle, two things. Maybe you're not going to get submitted, okay? Some people do, all right? But the chances are, like, if the person's standing up and they're holding you up, you're probably on the linear plane because that's where they're going to be strongest, right? You're probably not going to be at an angle because they probably wouldn't be able to stand up with you from there, okay? So if you're on the linear plane, you're probably not going to get put to sleep that quick, all right? Therefore, Johan's carrying your weight, but you're also having to hold your own weight, body weight with your legs. So both of you are going to get tired there, okay? So it's probably better that you try and bring the posture in, like break the posture down, then try and stand up, like the person on the bottom, but it really depends on the situation. Do that? Yep. Everyone get that? Anyone else? Yep.
An add on that one. Obviously, you put your arm over the stomach. Do you have to be like really worried for the arm bar? Because that's what I'm worried about.
No, like, I mean, you should always be worried for the arm bar, but again, like, the arm bar is different mechanics, okay? So, like, again, if you're going to go with Will this time, please. And the same thing. Yeah, and stand up. Yeah, and put the hand in the middle. So, turn this way towards the camera. Yeah. So from here, like, Johan's actually got a pretty good position to defend the armbar. You know what I mean? Like, Will has to unlock his legs, number one. That's their chance to escape. Go back. The palm's facing down. Yeah. Will has no control over the arm at the moment. So let's say Will does control the arm. Yeah. It's still not the best position for the armbar. Yeah. And secondly, Johan is actually in a pretty good position to defend the armbar. So let's say Will does throw the arm over. Beautiful. Look, knee behind the butt, start to go. Like, you're actually not in a bad spot to start to defend the armbar. But of course, if you get lazy, sure. Yeah, but the laziest thing, the thing that happens the most is people turn their palm like either up or even just to the side. So I actually finished this yesterday on someone, and just because they were too focused on me. So what happened is they stood up in the triangle. Actually, I wasn't in the triangle, I was just in closed guard, but they stood up and they had the arm in the armpit, and then I used my right hand to look to go to, go underneath the other side, Will, like to K-guard. Yeah, and what happened, as they went to do that, they turned their palm up. Yeah, they arm by themselves. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. So like, I actually didn't do anything. He did it himself. And then by the time I had thrown my leg over, I already had full extension. But again, if you're making sure that your P's and Q's are right, you should be fine. Yeah. But again, on the other side of that, you are in a submission. You know what I mean? reason the triangle is such a good submission is not just the, that's right, darling, just leave it, bam, we'll fix it. Thank you, though. It's not just the triangle, it's the fact that you're trapped. Yeah? You're trapped for the armbar, the Kimura, the wrist lock, you know, like the reverse triangle. You know, there's so many other options that your upper body is actually really controlled, which is why the triangle is such a dangerous submission compared to other submissions. Yep. Does that make sense to everyone? Yep. Any other questions, guys? Triangle related?
Yeah.
Yep.
Earlier in the week, you said people were putting their hand behind the arm when they were getting out of the triangle, and you said that I wouldn't go there unless I was already there.
Mhm.
If you were already there, is there a pass that you would go to, or is it basically just a variation of all the other stuff that we've already done? You do just leaving the arm behind.
So it goes to people see the position.
Here, with the arm tucked in here.
Yeah. So what's Tony's biggest issue from here?
I can't cut angle.
Thank you. Well done, Tony. Alright, you can't cut the angle because I'm already blocking the hip. Okay? So the biggest thing from here is Ryan needs to make a mistake for Tony to finish. Okay? So if Ryan just looks up, there's no way that Tony finishes from here. Okay? The problem is people try and pull their head out. As they pull their head out, they put their head down, go back, and before the feet unlock, as he puts his head down, Tony brings his knees to his chest. And now he can start to either cut the angle, yeah, beautiful, or just go to the other, like a reverse triangle, beautiful. We can start to look at this stuff. Omoplatas as well. Guys, to be fair, I wouldn't, like, I don't actually mind giving an omoplata to get out of a triangle. Yeah, like, I don't think I've ever been submitted by an omoplata. I've definitely been choked in the gi when someone has an omoplata, but I don't think I've ever actually been flattened out in an omoplata. Like, definitely not recollection that I can be like, okay, this person definitely caught me there, right? So like, I don't think it's a huge submission potential. I use the omoplata massively to sweep. So for me, worst case, I'm thinking I'm gonna get swept here. Well, then I just gotta move. Yeah, I gotta be ready to go as soon as I get in that omoplata. So I wouldn't be too stressed there. The reverse triangle, definitely. But again, it's more like you're making that mistake. Now, why wouldn't I put my hand there if that's the case? So why wouldn't I get in a triangle and just go, well, if I do this, you can't triangle me. Okay? Anyone know the answer to this?
Can't use that arm.
Yep, perfect. That's one. Can't use the arm. It's attackable. That's definitely one. Okay. Two, if I take it off the body at any point to do this, which I have to do, their wrist has to come off the body. There's no way that I can just keep, look, this is Kimura territory straight. It has to come off the body. So he's going to get isolation of that too. And then the biggest one, guys, which is the one that especially the lower belts do the most, is they just hold. You just hold. And you go, okay, well, as long as you can't submit me, I'm good. You're completely wasting your own time and you're wasting your partner's time. I'd rather escape. I'd rather get caught trying to escape than just hold on. You know what I mean? Like, that's one of the biggest things, guys. And it's, me and Tony actually did a 15-minute round yesterday, and the whole time that I was mounting him, he was trying to escape. Yeah, it was so much better than him just doing this. The result was the same. I wasn't trying to submit him, I was trying to hold him out. The result was exactly the same. But he wasn't just sitting there like this. He was actively trying to get out. He's gained 15 minutes more of experience than just doing this and being like, I'm not going to get submitted. Does that make sense? So I'm not going to lock myself into a position just so that I can say, well, Dylan didn't submit me. Because I don't give a fuck if you submit me anyway. Yeah? I give a fuck if my jiu-jitsu's in here. If my jiu-jitsu is completely stalling tactics, then your jiu-jitsu is shit. Yeah? This, honestly. Yeah, and it's a big one, guys. It's a big one. Yeah? It's a big one too, like, people do it to just run out of positions or run away or explode away or stuff like that. That's cool. You don't get submitted. Well done. Go home, pat yourself on the back. You're not getting any better. Yeah, and then you blame me, and it's a big thing. It is what it is. Does that make sense? So there's a few reasons why I wouldn't do that unless it was already there. Yeah. Any more, guys? We've got heaps of time. Any more triangle stuff?
Is there any major details to focus on as the defender when you're in a reverse triangle?
Like, so go to the position.
So, for example's sake, we're here, and he locks up the reverse triangle. Good luck.
Yeah, let's just go there, yeah.
Yep. So, what are my major thoughts trying to get out of here?
Does anyone know? What's the biggest deficiency of a reverse triangle? What's that?
Posture?
No.
The pressure on the arm is very hard to get unless you index on
The pressure is definitely not as tight, but some people can. Let's go, Ryan, you jump out of there. Let's go, Johan, you jump in there. Johan's got longer legs. Yeah, look at that.
There we go.
There we go. What's one thing Johan can't hide from here? You doing it, Dylan? What is it? Don't grab your own hand.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
Hamstring exposure, guys. Look, no, go back to. He can't hide his hamstring from there. It's completely in front of your hand. Look. So as soon as you post on that, yeah, good. And now start to posture. It's very difficult for the person to stop you from doing that. Whereas if you go to a normal triangle, there's no hamstring exposure. Look, how can I get hamstring exposure? Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah? So if I want a hamstring exposure on this leg, which is what I want, the arm strap. If I want a hamstring exposure on the opposite leg, as he switches the triangle, it's there straight away. That's what I want to get out. That's the biggest deficiency. So if I'm caught in a reverse triangle, I'm looking for hamstring exposure. Everything else is the same. Posture, making sure my arm is safe, making sure that they're not switching to something else, all that stuff is all the same. But the one thing I have that I don't have in the other triangle is hamstring exposure. It's the same as a back triangle. So lay on your back, lock up the triangle. Yeah, there's no hamstring exposure, right? Switch it, Johan. What do we got now? Beautiful.
Yeah, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions, guys?
That you showed something the other day about like a way to, if they're like fighting your posture real well, of if they're like keeping you down when you're trying to stand up. It was like some sort of movement, you're like going forwards, like down and up like that.
Yeah,
Does
yeah.
does that apply to like that stand up? Is it like a sort of
It applies to what do you it applies everywhere, guys. Okay, we'll come down. Just go close, guys. Guys, we're told, I don't know about you guys, I'm pretty old, but we were always told not to put our head over the belly button. Okay, when we were first coming up, don't put your head over the belly button. That's how you're going to break your posture. Okay, but if try this, okay, it's the best thing in the world. Get the best posture that you can. Okay, the best posture that you can, and try and stand up from here without moving your head. Good luck. Yeah, it's going to be very look. My head has already gone forward. Yeah, the more I put my head back, look, I'm already off balance. My head has to come forward, but I don't want to lead with my head, because if I lead with my head, that's where my lower back and my bum comes off the ground. I want to lead with my chest. Now when I lead with my chest, my head moves, but my posture is still really good. Look, 1, 2, now I've got good posture. Yeah, so it's more of a chest movement. It's more of this like judo push-up that they do, where I'm going this way instead of just a normal push-up. Yeah, but again, while I've got a resisting opponent, it's a lot more difficult than doing it without someone resisting. But that is what I want to try and do. I want to try and put more chest in. More chest as well, especially if I'm in a triangle. If I push my chest in further than my head, what is usually going to follow my chest? What's that?
Shoulder.
Damn, you're on fire. This guy. Shoulders, guys. Shoulders will follow. If I put my head in, my shoulders don't necessarily have to follow. If I put my chest in, my shoulders always go to follow. So even if it's just this much, if I can get a little bit more of my shoulder involved, boom, I'm going to get in, I'm going to escape the triangle. If I just put my head in, not only am I giving posture, but I'm going to lose the ability to get my shoulders in. Does that make sense? So chest. Yeah, it looks exactly the same, guys. Okay? Ash talks about this principle of like sitting up left to right, like going this way, and then actually bringing your hip underneath your body. Okay? It looks exactly the same. It's completely different. Okay, I'm not going to get into that. It's It's a lot different. But just as an example, putting your head forward looks exactly the same as putting your chest forward. Okay, but it's not the same thing. Okay? Your spine is doing two different things, and that's where, I don't know, your physios might be able to tell me I'm wrong, but that's where your posture is going to come from. Okay, in my relative experience. Anything else? Any other questions besides triangle questions, guys? No? Yep.
Still in the triangle. When I'm doing the
You
triangle,
go last one, guys, yeah?
when I'm doing the triangle, I attack the head more than anything. So if someone's got like a double grip on your head, which is what I like to do, and controlling that way. And I know you say to circle, but if they've got two hands, are you still going to use your hand to help your head circle out?
Show what you talk about. Make sure the camera can see.
So I'm here. So when I'm doing a triangle, I will attack the head so much, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm here and you're wanting to circle your head out because
Yeah.
you can't go straight up, but if they're doing two hands, like it's really hard. So will you at least like use some sort of hand grip to assist?
Of course. You always, again, guys, this is part of jiu-jitsu. You should never have a stagnant part of your body. Okay, something should be working all the time. Okay. In this instance, the arms are going to work more than the legs, but the legs should still be working. What should the legs be working? The legs should be working, ready to do posture. Okay. I don't want to be sitting like this, and then I escape the head and go, well, now I need to posture up. Well, now I need to come forward again. They should be ready to go straight away, so that when I want to come forward, I'm going to come forward. When she's got double ties on your head, okay, where is she weak? Yeah, if I've got double ties,
She can't cut the angles more.
if I've got double ties here, anyone watch Muay Thai? If I've got double ties, where am I weak? Elbows are weak, yeah, but where? Yeah. So if I go over the top and pull them, am I going to move?
No,
No, push them.
What do they do?
they go down.
So it's an England.
So you just
Do I do this? Do you see Muay Thai fighters do this?
Go inside.
What do they do?
Inside.
Inside position, guys. Why do we get inside position? Keep that nice and tight. Yeah, keep it nice and tight, Will. Keep that inside position. You can't.
Because you can open it up.
Yeah. So the first thing I want to do, if she's got double ties, is use my inside position. And now we're just going to windshield wipe one off. Look, now circle your head. Beautiful. Now you're out. Does that make sense, guys? Inside position. Okay. We use inside position on a lot of things, right? For guard passing, for holding the mount, for entering the legs, whatever it is. Yeah. It's the same with submissions escapes. If we can get some good inside position, there's a good chance that we're not going to get submitted. Right? So if they go single collar tie, don't try and pull the arms. Okay, it's the same thing like if Will goes on his back from close guard. If I'm here, most of you will try and pull the arms and my wrists. This is tight, yeah? I want to get inside position. This is not tight. I can't stop him from opening my elbows now. Yeah, what I have to do, as he opens my elbows, I have to pummel. And then we get into this game. But if he just tries to pull on my arms, it's not going to work. Yeah, I've got to get inside position. So it's the same if he grabs my head. If I'm here, some of you might be stronger. Okay, this will work. Of course, like if you got a bit weaker, will. Of course, this will work. Yeah, but then you'll run into someone that's you're not stronger than, or has better technique than you, and this won't work. So when I get to here, I have to work. Look, inside position. Boom. Now Will tries to just get back to where he was. Look, he has to disengage. He can't keep his hand on my head. And now as he tries to put it back, good. Now I can get back into my position. Make sense? Cool. Any other questions, guys? No? All right.